It's an absolutely beautiful Monday morning here in Wauwatosa. I've used the glorious weather this weekend to pick a lot of the apples off of our apple tree. I now have them. I've had to use an extension pole to get the ones high, still some more to get. And over here we have a whole bunch of them that I've had sitting in solution and water to clean them up, and I am gathering them. There's all kinds here. You've got these amazing beautiful ones, Cortlands, good enough to eat, and then some smaller ones that all of these are gorgeous and will be used for making cider and derivatives of the cider. The apparatus that I'm going to be using is a creation that I've developed over the years, taking advantage of things laying around in the garage. First and foremost is my grinder that I have adapted from an old sink disposal that was no longer needed after we remodeled our kitchen and it no longer fit, which I've adapted into an apple grinder. That apple grinder is placed in an old sawhorse, and you'll see in just a minute. I'll take a video of me using it, but it basically, the apples go in. I use a piece of the old apple tree to push them through. They grind. They will get collected in a tube placed along the side into a container that I will then use to collect and press the apples into cider. So back in a moment. Okay, I've got my washed apples here. The container here next to my grinder. I hooked up the collector tube into the aluminum bucket down below, and you get a chance to see what this looks like. All right, we finished up that batch through there. Now we'll lift up the tube here, and all of the mash now goes down into the bucket. We'll spray this out for the next run. That assists, and I will now pick this up here and show you what it looks like down on the inside. There we go. We got this incredibly wonderful mash ready to go into the press. All right, so I'm going to take the mash now and put it into the bag. We have the strainer bag that I put the mash into. Scoop it out of the tub. Nice fine mash here. Let me show you. Bring it up close. You can see it's a really nicely ground. You can see the bees that love it as well. And I will now take that, close it up nicely, and place it in this press that I picked up a few years ago on Amazon. It works wonderfully. Push it down. And release the clamp, and you'll see all kinds of wonderful cider flowing out. This is a small press relatively, but it works really well for the size of what we're doing here. And it's easy to store. The custom-made stand was from our kids' high chair, which had a lot of use for the last 38 years. And now in its new repurposed life as a apple cider press stand. There we go. Cover on. Keeps these out. Out. And then I put the leftovers, we put these in our compost. They're now in a bucket. The compost there we go. That's the process. In essence, we're ready for the next mash going in here, but I'll give you a good look close up at the product, which is quite wonderfully apple ciderish. And here we are, finally. The cider on the stove, pasteurizing, getting ready to get it up to 85°C for a few minutes to get it ready to then go into the fridge and be bottled for the next year.